So thanks for being with us, Kim. So what's your story?
Uh, well, lots of happened in the past, but really what happened was I started off in marketing and law, then got into tech by chance, founded a couple of companies, worked in some large tech companies, ran an accelerator, did some community work, and then co-founded 2515, which is a startup studio.
So what are your current ventures?
Right, well, at 2515, being a startup studio, we've got a bunch of companies, our own companies that we're internally incubating. The main ones are actually main one for me at the moment is a company called Evenly, which is focused on trying to help small businesses with cash flow problems. There's a bunch of things in that statement, and we're trying to target each of the problems that make up cash flow problems as a set of issues. Apart from that, we're doing some things in digital ID, we do some things in health tech, we've got some things in like a little weather app as well, and a bunch of other projects we're exploring right now.
So what have some of the successes of 2515 been while you've been running that?
Yeah, so we've had a bunch and been involved in a bunch of projects over the 6 or 7 years 2515's been around. We're involved early with Go Catch and Flamingo, also involved with a company called Tiny Beans, and another company called Sneaking Duck. So amongst those, there are a few IPO exits. There's a trade sale, and there's another exit for us where we sold down to a subsequent investor.
Fantastic. So why do you choose Bondi?
Well, our work, here's a little secret, our work actually, 2515 is no longer in Bondi Junction. We started in Bondi Junction, and we started in Bondi Junction for some very simple reasons. The area is awesome. It's generally easy to get to transport-wise, and it was a mix of creative and entrepreneurial people around there. And we thought it'd be a good place for us to actually start 2515. Then we were there for about 3 years, and then in the end we moved first back to Darlinghurst and then down to Chippendale. And the reality was while Bondi and Bondi Junction are awesome places, we just need to be a bit more central to these communities of entrepreneurs. And so we just had to move back to the city. So much more of the action was happening in and around the CBD. But we prefer to be back in Bondi Junction. If we could, we would. And the goal is one day to finally go back there. But for now, we just kind of had to be back towards the city.
So that's what you're giving is the rationale for Bondi Innovation Alliance. So what do you think what do we need to do in order to be able to make Bondi region a place where you would want to bring your startup studio and run from here?
Well, there's a couple of things, right? One is density, but I think there's already this density in Bondi. It's just that most people kind of go out of Bondi and Bondi Junction to places like the Sydney Startup Hub, or maybe some go to North Sydney, some go down to around Redfern or Chippendale, Surrey Hills. So I think there's already density, but the key thing is connection. And there's some really good research on setting up entrepreneurial ecosystems around the power of just focusing on connecting people and not trying to guide those people through their connections and trying to manage their interactions, but just to connect them and let things emerge from those connections. And that's where you have the best ecosystems form. So I think the people, they are in Bondi and Bondi Junction. You start connecting them better, and that's the whole point, I suppose, of the alliance, is to try and connect people in the area. And then once those connections happen, serendipitous things happen as well that you couldn't really plan for. But that's the secret. People make tech startups and do innovative things. And so if you connect people, that's where all the good stuff happens.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for your input, and we're going to be doing our best to bring you back to Bondi.
Hope to be there. Thanks, Ross.